I can't be thinking about food the whole day. See, many people are taking iron, but still their hemoglobin is low. So when you are cooking chole, for example, you are cooking legumes, so use an iron vessel for it. Whatever you are eating, if it is not getting absorbed, iron is required for building in that mechanism. Iron deficiency will also show up in your body, like you will feel tired.
Priyanka, now that we have discussed that fats are important, I've heard that iron is crucial too, especially during puberty when the body is developing. So,
Yes.
what are the consequences of iron deficiency and which nutrient-rich superfood can young girls include in their diet to avoid these issues?
Absolutely. So I will answer it in like two parts. First part is, let's talk about iron rich foods that you can include in your daily life. And here again, like I will give you one thing that you can add on a everyday basis. So even if you are a girl who is in 10 to 20 years of age, or you have a child who is in 10 to 20 years of age, you can, like, these are simple things, because food should not be complicated. You should know कि हाँ ये एक दो चीजें कर ली, my task is done for the day, and then I can do whatever I feel like doing, because I really value freedom very highly. See, food, I can't be thinking about food the whole day. Food is one part of life. It's not life. Food enables you so that I can live my life. So like that's why we will make it easy for you as well. See, so iron is important, absolutely, especially when you are menstruating, especially when you have started menstruating, even not just for young girls, for all age group till the time women hit menopause. Iron is important because every month she is losing blood, and hence she needs to have a continuous supply of good iron, easily absorbable iron. So we will talk about good sources of iron, and we will also talk about how you can increase your iron absorption, some tricks and tips through which you increase your absorption. So, good sources. You have all the things that look red, right? So, your pomegranate, your tomato, your apple, your beetroot, your carrot. So, these are all good sources. And then amla, then all the, we spoke in the dry fruit smoothie. You have all the dry fruits, the raisins, the dates, fig. So, all these are very good sources of iron. And especially when you are cooking food, if you cook in an authentic iron vessel, so then again, that also leaches iron into the food. So when you are cooking chole, for example, you are cooking legumes, so use an iron vessel for it. So that will ensure that you are also getting your daily dose of iron through that. So there are fruits, watermelon, then and then there are dry fruits which we spoke about. One good way to consume it on a daily basis is ABC juice. Simple to
Sorry,
remember. ABC. ABC juice.
ABC.
A is
Okay.
amla, B is beetroot, C is carrot. So this is something that you can remember. जैसे एक छोटा मतलब like this size glass, if you are having on a daily basis, that should again like one good source of iron I have taken. And of course फिर आप दिन भर में whatever you are eating, see some iron will come from those sources as well. But at least now I have taken one juice in the morning or in the afternoon whenever it suits your schedule. So this ABC juice, which is amla, beetroot, and carrot. Now, like if you really want to increase your iron absorption, see many people are taking iron, but still their hemoglobin is low. Still their ferritin reserves are low. Now, what could be the reason? That means their iron absorption is not so good. And for here, I will talk about three things which you can watch out for so that your iron is absorbed best. The first one is always try to take iron with vitamin C. That way it absorbs very nicely. In ABC juice, we have anyway taken amla.
Correct.
So there is vitamin C included in that. But let's say if you are taking pomegranate, तो ऊपर से आपने नींबू डाल दिया. You increase the vitamin C content of it. Or whenever you are taking, your chole, let's say kale chole, cooked in iron vessel. So the salad preceding that should have a lemon dressing. So you have taken vitamin C somewhere in that meal so that your iron absorption is very good. That's number one. Number two, why iron absorption could be low is something which we have spoken a number of times, is sleep. See, if your sleep is not working properly, let's say you are sleeping every day past 12 o'clock. See, a lot of the digestive systems, they clean up at night. They rejuvenate, they refresh themselves at night. Your liver, your stomach, all these organs, they just restart or reset at night. And that happens between 10 to 2. So 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Now let's say if I slept at 2 a.m. or if I slept at 1 a.m., I actually reduce my 4 hour window to just 1 hour. So then I need to eat 4 times more in order to absorb the same amount. So there is nothing in diet that can compensate a bad sleep. So let's be very clear about that. Hierarchy of things, sleep is the bedrock on which our whole identity stands. See, you don't sleep for 2 days, then you will be like, मैं कहाँ हूँ? Like that type of zone, right? So
Right.
sleep is the identity on, so sleep is the bedrock on which everything is standing. Now, if you do not take nice sleep, you have a problem. And it will not just be iron absorption, it could be fat absorption and all the other things that we will discuss in this podcast. So, sleep is paramount, and that is something you can watch our episode on sleep, the podcast that we did, to know exact science of how it works. But make sure you have your sleep right. That's number two. And number three, this is again one problem which affects females way more than it affects males. And there are a lot of reasons for that, which is beyond the scope of this podcast, is constipation. So if you are constipated, make sure you're doing something about it. You don't take it lightly. So if you are not getting this feeling of evacuation every morning, that means you have a problem and you need to solve for it. Because if you're then even though you are eating from the mouth, but if it is not getting absorbed, it will not be of any use. So you may be taking the best quality dates, the ajwa dates, or you import them from Dubai, and you are eating what the sheikhs eat. But if your body is not evacuating properly every morning or you should get that feeling of satisfaction after doing it. So that is how you define constipation. So if you are constipated, you have a problem and you need to attend to that problem first before you talk about the iron reserves and the fat things. So this is something you need to watch out for, and this affects females, this affects young girls much more than it affects males. And that is why this is something you take care. If that is a problem, what we will discuss in rest of the podcast as well, those things will also help with constipation. But remember that this is a big one that you should take care of if you want your health and your hormones to be all right. Because whatever you are eating, if it is not getting absorbed, game over. उसके बाद आप कितने मल्टीविटामिन एंड कितना वो लोगे.
Correct.
You need the system to work properly.
Right. So basically, we have discussed on the two parts. One is getting the iron, and then we have to make sure that its absorption in our body is it is good. So we have discussed various things like beetroot, pomegranate, and juice, ABC juice, which is I think is a nice concept. Amla, beetroot, and carrot juice, which can make sure that we are getting good amount of iron. And for understanding that we are getting the proper absorption, we have given 3 points. One is that iron should always be supplemented with vitamin C to make
Yes.
sure it is we have given example of chole bhature. Although example is not good, but I think chole bhature is the perfect source for iron because we are getting that salad which has vitamin C.
Chole. Let's talk about chole. Bhature will cause a lot
So
of trouble for our chole.
uh, cook properly,
Yeah.
not in a which we covered in the last point.
Yes.
And second thing is that we have to ensure we are getting proper sleep, 10 to 2 a.m. That's if we are not getting a proper sleep, then nothing can compensate that. And
Yes.
no food, no diet can help we are not getting a good sleep. And
Yes.
third point, which you have to make notice is that if you are constipated, then you have to get it checked because that is also something that your iron or any nutrient is not getting absorbed in the body. So you have to see for that symptom also.
Correct.
So
And iron deficiency will also show up in your body. Like you will feel tired, you will have under eye circles, your nails will not be pink. So like it
okay,
will show up in as iron is the, if you see think about it, iron is your beauty element as well. So this is something, जैसे iron में magnetism होता है. And what is beauty? It is magnetism. See, you call someone beautiful not because they are fair, because they are magnetic. And
Yes.
iron is required for building in that beauty or building in that magnetism.
Hmm.
And also for building in your energy. So you will feel sham hote hote tired, you go in the gym and then you have no energy, your eyes ke niche bags aane start ho gaye, but not bags but dark circles aane start ho gaye. So when all those things happen, so these are the signs your body is giving ki I need some iron, then I can make you more magnetic.
Right. And moreover, the things you discussed like nuts and resin, I was reading somewhere that this also helps during the periods cramps. Because if you are getting the proper iron, then you won't need. Normally, what happens is that during period cramps, I don't want to take the names of antibiotics. No, you normally take painkillers.
Yeah.
So, but if you are taking iron, if there is no iron deficiency, you will, I think, won't have that much cramps in your system.
If your
So,
diet is right, we can also talk about how you can eat for your cycle. So what are the foods you need to eat when you are ovulating, which is like, you have a 28-day cycle, so day 1
hmm,
to day 28. Now you have to eat healthy throughout, that is of course required, but then there are certain foods you can add at the time of day 14 to day day 12 to day 14, when your estrogen is at the peak, which is when you are ovulating, and then in the end, which is day 21 to day 28, which is the time when most women get their PMS, or their like their symptoms are at the highest. So you can add that type of foods depending upon your cycle, so that
correct.
your cramps, your mood swings, your whatever type of signs that you get at that point in time, your headaches, see, it is different for every person. Some people get it, some people don't get it, but it is clear that if you are getting it, something is going wrong. See, every sign, whether it is a headache, whether it is like fatigue, whether it is not good looking skin, whether it is not feeling your best, something is off, mood out hai, anxiety ho rahi hai, depression ho raha hai, all these are signs which your body is giving. And
Hmm.
if you listen to these signs, you will gain a lot of knowledge about your body, how the body works, and that's what we need, right? And that's what UAP is all about, that listen to your own body and then use science from nature to help.
Right.